review.
Mostly clear tonight, lows in the lower 60s. Breezy tomorrow with rain in the afternoon, highs in the low 70s. Very windy and mostly cloudy with showers and thunderstorms for Friday. Roadrunner High Speed Online wants you to know the fastest route to work. For a chance to win a week of free car service to and from work, call 888-898-6402, 888-898-6402. I'm Janice Dean with the TD Waterhouse Fan Highway Patrol.
19 after the hour here in the Imus Morning Program on the radio all over the country and on MSNBC. Well, I left the tickets at home.
What do you mean?
Well, I left them all the fight tickets, and I was supposed to have them here. So to try to get somebody at the apartment to take them downstairs and have Brant pick them up.
All right.
So call Brant, Bernie, and have him go to the apartment.
You idiot. I mean, yes, sir.
And then we'll work it out. The fight tickets are on sale as of this morning, 1-877-877-6464. You can use your MasterCard, American Express, Visa, or Discover card. They're $500 a ticket. And all of the money goes to the Imus Ranch, which is a working cattle ranch for kids with cancer. And it'll be a great morning. Naked women, including my wife.
Right.
I shouldn't know this yet, but she looks pretty good naked, too, by the way.
I can imagine.
So that'll be fine.
I like to imagine.
And my mother-in-law will be naked as well. She's singing the national anthem.
Beautiful.
And
oh, say, can you see? Yes, I can, darling.
And Bernie, one would hope, is going to beat the hell out of Sid Rosenberg. So 1-877-877-6464. We're going to talk with a former congressman from the Redneck Riviera, Joe Scarborough, who has a show on MSNBC, Scarborough Country, every evening at 10 o'clock Eastern Time, which is actually pretty good.
Yep.
So he's here for some inexplicable reason.
God knows.
But, well, whatever. So, anyway, give me an update of what's going on, Chuck.
An Arab satellite channel has aired a new audio tape purportedly from Saddam Hussein, His voice on the tape calls for Iraqi men and women to step up their fight against American forces.
Sure.
Category 5 storm? No. Category 2? Yes. Isabel. National Hurricane Center says it is still powerful, even though they're now saying some storm veterans down there who are supposed to come ashore, Outer Banks area, seem unimpressed with the threat. Many, though, are taking no chances and are getting out. Former Chief UN Weapons Inspector Hans Blix now believes Iraq did destroy most of its weapons of mass destruction 10 years back, as it claimed, but then tried to keep up the idea to put up the image that they still had them to fool folks.
Oh, yeah, sure.
He says Baghdad may have kept up appearances or still had them to deter a military attack.
Either that or they gave them to somebody.
Or gave them away, or they're over in Syria or whatever, or they're in the hands of who knows.
You know, I saw Ted Koppel talking to Dr. Condoleezza Rice last night.
Yeah.
And they're starting to make noises about Iran, what Iran has to do, and what Syria has to do. And I don't know. So,
yeah, understood.
There's no light at the end of this tunnel. It's the whole thing. We'll see what Scarborough thinks about it.
And a new terrorist concern in this country that was revealed by Lisa Myers on NBC News last night. Ansar al-Islam, the group that was in the Kurdish north that people feel was affiliated with al-Qaeda and believed to have destroyed the UN headquarters in Baghdad last month, is now turned up in the United States. It has expanded its reach here, 6 cities being watched, including New York, San Diego, and Los Angeles, for possible members of Ansar al-Islam.
Okay. 22 after the hour here in the Imus Morning Program. Well, he was elected to Congress from an area they call the Redneck Riviera, right?
That's
in
right.
Florida.
That's right.
Joe Scarborough, please welcome to the Imus Morning Program, former Congressman Joe Scarborough. How are you?
Hey, doing good?
Why are you going around dressed like you work at Ace Hardware?
No, because I do.
Aren't you?
It's a tough gig I have.
Aren't
You always have to be, keep something in your back pocket.
Are you traveling somewhere this morning?
I am heading back to the Redneck Riviera.
And you're going to get on the plane like this?
How am I supposed to get on the
Well,
plane?
I don't know. You're on TV now.
I used to, when I was in Congress, I'd get on the plane and, cut off jeans and flip-flops.
You would?
T-shirts. Yeah, cap. I didn't know there was a dress code.
Well, there's not really, but I don't know. There's just a certain image.
Am I supposed to carry myself in a certain way?
Well, I don't know. Is he, Charles?
No, I think I like this. It fits him.
It does fit. Yeah.
Why did you decide not to run for re-election, or did you, and it didn't work out? What happened?
No, I just needed to get out. I ran.
Anyway.
That's what I've been told. Now, O'Reilly doesn't scream and yell. In fact, he's moderated his tone an awful lot, and he's just, he's great TV.
He's a nice guy, by the way. I'm sorry he's on Fox, but I like him.
Yeah, he seems to be, and again, the thing about O'Reilly is you just sit there and watch him and laugh because the guy is such a master
Yeah, he really
of
is
TV.
good. He really is. 19 to the hour. We're talking with Joe Scarborough, former congressman from Florida, and now hosts Scarborough Country on MSNBC at 10 o'clock Eastern Time every Monday through Friday. So yesterday, I guess it was yesterday, Donald Rumsfeld said, they keep talking, I was talking to Senator McCain about this, they keep going on about this business about whether there was any connection between Saddam Hussein and September 11th and his regime, or whether they... And Dick Cheney seemed to imply on Meet the Press that there was. And Donald Rumsfeld yesterday said there wasn't any evidence of it. And I guess my question is, even though they tried to run that up the flagpole before we went to war and tell us that that was the case, and even though over 60% of the people who, the Washington Post or somebody polled, think there is some connection, my question is, why are we still going on about this?
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's interesting. Dick Cheney, a week after the September 11th attacks, told Tim Russert that there wasn't any connection between Al-Qaeda or Iraq and the attacks. I think the answer is we don't know. But what people, and it's so funny, you talk about that poll where 60% of Americans think there is linkage, and the Washington Post devoted a full page, sort of, tearing their shirts off, just couldn't believe that Americans would be that dumb to believe it. I think Americans generally recognize after September 11th that there are a lot of bad actors on the world stage, and they don't mind the fact that George Bush, and they wanted George Bush to go after Saddam Hussein, and I think on a very general level they know there's a connection between terrorists across the globe, and my enemy's enemy is my friend, and that is what drew Osama bin Laden and Saddam Hussein together. Even if there weren't people going back and forth and exchanging secrets, there is,
what is this global jihad that Charles?
Global jihad, and again, you have Osama bin Laden, as Thomas Friedman always talks about, is just a very powerful, angry individual man. But then you have Afghanistan with the Taliban that was a state sponsor of terror, and you have Iraq that was a state sponsor of terror. And I think Americans said we're a safer place now with the Taliban and Saddam Hussein gone.
Have you had Laura Ingraham on your program?
I'm having her on tonight, in fact.
That's a great book. I mean, I just actually read just a little excerpts of it and so on. It's called Shut Up and Sing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
She's a pretty good writer, and she's got it's a great title for a book.
Yeah, it really is, which I think is, wasn't that a title of a Frank Zappa album? It was, actually. I'll answer that for you.
Was it?
Yeah, because no, actually, he was Shut Up and Play.
Okay.
They didn't want Zappa to sing. They wanted him to play his guitar.
I actually have every song that Reuben and the Jets ever recorded.
Reuben and the Jets,
on my iPod.
You got an iPod too?
Oh, absolutely.
iPod's my addiction. I've got about 800 songs packed on there now. But no, the thing is, you have Maureen Dowd, and who, by the way, has gone from, what did you call Abrams? You said he's a little too hysterical?
Yeah.
Frantic. Maureen Dowd's going from, I think, being, my favorite columnist to being absolutely hysterical about this stuff, saying, where's the proof? Where's the weapons of mass destruction?
Wow.
Where's the connection? And it's just histrionics. And Americans understand.
She's had a tough period,
Okay, well,
Howell left, and
Howell left.
There's something going on.
And the thing is, I rag on the New York Times all the time on my show.
Well,
but I got to tell you,
record, Joe.
Bill, they are the paper record, but I got to tell you, Bill Keller has brought some balance to the front page of that paper. You look at some of the stories that are on there, It's unbelievable. They are actually on the front page, I think, much more fair than they were in the past. Howell Raines was a great editorial page editor, but no, I think the paper's come along. But Americans just understand in their gut, and that's where George Bush hits them, that we're a safer place. And they also understand that there's not a Democratic candidate out there right now that they're going to feel safer about. I mean, what are they going to do? Go to Howard Dean?
No.
To feel a bit more secure about their communities? I'm not saying that being contemptuous of Dean, but Howard Dean gets up there and says, talks about what a failure George Bush is, and then you sit there and look at the Vermont governor, and you're like, I don't want this guy in the Oval Office.
No, well, Al Sharpton will be elected before he is.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, so 5 years from now, where are we in Iraq?
5 years from now, I think you're going to see the Iraqi people running their government. It's not going to be an American-style democracy, but it's going to be a lot better than the 23 or 24 dictatorships.
Well, how do we get
over there?
So now, how do we get to that point? What has to happen?
We need to turn it over to the Iraqi people as quickly as possible, but we've got to be responsible.
Why not turn it over now?
About it, because they're not ready for it to be turned over now. Just like in Bosnia, they weren't ready for self-government the year after we got out of there. I think it's going to take 4 or 5 years. But as much as I hate to say it, we need to get the international...
But how are we going to do it? I mean, more money, more troops, more what?
We're going to have to spend more money.
Get the UN involved?
We're going to have to get, if not the UN, we're going to have to get international bodies involved.
Who's going to be willing to help
NATO allies. We've got to... Bush is getting together with Putin, I guess, this week. He needs to.
We can't trust that little bastard.
I know, but if we can, offer him something under the table, just so we'll send some troops over to Iraq. No, we need to internationalize the force, and we have to get Iraq. We have to start training the Iraqi.
They're going to leave in helicopters, people hanging on the rudders like they did in Vietnam.
You're like Matthews.
Well, no, man,
everything through the prism of Vietnam. I don't think it's going to happen.
Okay, so
I think 5 years from now, not only are you going to see a much freer Iraq, you're going to also see something happen in Iran.
Now, I know you have to catch a plane. When you get on the plane, and people recognize you, don't they?
Yeah.
Okay. And you look at you. I mean, I know what you go on about this, but no, really. I mean, you got to put a...
How would you like me to dress? You want me to wear a sports jacket? Should I put an ascot
You should
on?
have a tie. No, not an ascot, but you should have a tie on. You should have a jacket. Like Tom Friedman. We finally got him to... He was going on... Man, he looked like Jimmy Carter with his cardigan sweater on the McNeil Air Report. I mean, we don't need that. We want people who we respect or at least like or... That was to have some gravitas.
So I need to wear a tie. So you got Tom Friedman to wear a tie?
Yeah, we did, didn't we? Yeah, we did. We got to buy some clothes.
Have you read his latest book?
Yeah, I have. And I'll tell you what, here's the thing about Friedman, and I've quoted him for months, and so has everybody else, and about Iraq. And they should have told us the truth at the beginning of all this, that we needed to demonstrate that we were willing to smack around somebody in the Muslim world, and that Americans were willing to lose American lives to protect our way of life, and that that was the easiest place to do it. And I don't know whether Americans would have supported a war on that basis, but they might have. But all of this business about the weapons of mass destruction and the Al-Qaeda stuff, and that they're going to blow up Cleveland and...
people are still debating, though, whether FDR knew about Pearl Harbor before Pearl Harbor happened. But he knew we needed to get into the war. He knew that the Japanese were very bad people. Hitler was a very bad person. So, no. But, I mean, Friedman, for the most part, Friedman's dead on.
I think you're right about that.
That's the case.
What's coming up on your program this evening?
Well, we're going to have Laura Ingraham.
Okay, you told me that, didn't you? Why don't I listen?
I did. No, TiVo me on your own show.
I'm old, and I got to sell these fight tickets.
Yeah, so no, we're going to have Laura Ingraham on the show. We're also going to be talking about the California recount and the Ninth Circuit.
Have you read Charlie Wilson's War?
No, I haven't read it yet.
Oh, Jesus, you got to read that book.
It's very interesting because I came in at the tail end of Charlie Wilson.
Oh, you've got to read that book.
And Charlie Wilson would be the last person I would think is a champion of democracy and freedom, but it's amazing.
You will love this book.
Is it?
Oh, man, you will love it. Won't he? Have you read it, Chad?
Absolutely.
Oh, you will love it.
It is right down your alley.
I'll tell you, here's how good it is. Tom Hanks bought it as a movie. It's going to star in it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a great book.
Wow.
And Laura's got a fairly good book. Shut up and sing. There's a few others around, but that's...
Now, is Tom Hanks going to play Charlie?
Yes.
Really? Okay.
Charlie
was a player on Capitol Hill.
Oh, man.
You walk into his office and they'd all talk about Charlie's Angels.
They had the hot-looking babes in the hot tub with the cocaine. Oh, man, right up my alley.
He was a player.
All right, man. Thank you very much, and thanks for taking the time to stop over here.
Yeah, and
I'll good luck, and
I'll come back with a sports jacket next time.
All right. Joe Scarborough on the Imus-Sept Morning program. It's 9 minutes until the hour. We're up to 125 tickets have been sold so far.
All right.
1-877-877-6464. Fear to Pier on October 2nd. And we're going to broadcast the show from there that morning, so you not only get to see that, but and there will be many celebrities there. Well, there won't be that many celebrities there, will there?
Oh, there could be.
We're shy. We're reluctant to get into all that.
There could be.
But the best part of the whole morning will be that Bernie will finally shut up Sid Rosenberg.
That's right.
And when Sid loses, what will happen?
It's a class action fight.
I mean, will he finally then shut up?
He won't have a choice.
He won't be able to
be wired shut.
Won't be able to talk.
1-877-877-6464.
In Iraq, we are helping the long-suffering people of that country to build a decent and democratic society at the center of the Middle East. Together we are transforming a place of torture chambers and mass graves into a nation of laws and free institutions.
All right, let me talk to you about Friendly Motors now. Up there, Watkins Falls. You know, Mike Gosser.
Village. Well, let's put it this way, handshakes just don't work. You could absolutely ruin a good friendship, and I'm certain of that.
This is John of John P. Spinelli CPA, located in Rockville Center. When things are going well, you never need an agreement, but you always want to plan for the worst. And this comes from experience of seeing many clients get into some trouble when they say just a handshake.
This is Rochelle Sabarkis. I have a store in Grand Central Terminal called Adriana's Caravan. Monique, the few times that I have not had a written contract with friends, with partners, has always been a mistake. No matter how much you care about the person that you're dealing with, you really should have it in writing. It protects both of you, and it makes it very clear what's expected of each partner.
Do you have something to say about this issue? Do you have a question of your own? If you're a small business owner, American Express invites you to join the dialogue online or even on the air in a community forum just like this one. To find out how, log on to OpenNewYorkCity.com. And while you're there, discover how our network of services can help you manage and grow your business. It's all part of Open, the small business network from American Express. The views shared here do not necessarily reflect the opinions of American Express.
At just $29.95 a month, SBC Yahoo DSL is so affordable, everybody's getting it.
Hey, what are you doing? Talking to Steve online. You're not typing. Don't need to. We're live voice chatting with our webcams.
With SBC Yahoo DSL, you get features like Launchcast Internet Radio, video chat, and photo sharing for just $29.95 a month. Guaranteed.
Why aren't you saying anything? We're having a staring contest. We haven't blinked for an hour. Dude, your vision must be getting blurry. Can't see a thing. Why? Well, his chair's empty, and there's a sign on his desk that says you win.
To sign up, visit sbc.com/SBC Yahoo or call 1-866-SBC Yahoo. SBC Yahoo DSL. One more way, we bring it all home.
DSL offer for residential long-distance customers only. Service not available in all areas. $29.95 per month, guaranteed for first 12 months. Thereafter, then current rate applies. Early termination fee applies. DSL Internet by SBC Internet Services. Content by Yahoo. Taxes, optional installation, shipping, and handling extra. Other restrictions apply.
The Lincoln Mercury Anniversary Clearance Sale has just been extended. Now's your last chance for the biggest savings of the year. Don't miss the final opportunity to save on our Sable LS Premium with no-charge leather seating, no-charge moonroof, and no-charge ABS. A $2,490 value on a car with the government's highest 5-star safety rating. Now choose 0% APR financing for 72 months or get $4,000 cash back on the Mercury Sable LS Premium. Now's your last chance for the biggest savings of the year. It's the end of the Lincoln Mercury Anniversary Clearance. And when it's over, it's all over. A month finance is $13.89 per month for $1,000 finance, regardless of down payment. Not all buyers will qualify for Ford Credit financing. Take new retail delivery from dealer stock by September 30th, 2003. Residency restrictions apply and offers are subject to change. See your Tri-State Lincoln Mercury dealer today for complete details.
So you think you sleep pretty well, or maybe you wake up a little tired and a little sore. Maybe you suffer from back pain. This is Pat Summerall to tell you, no matter how you're sleeping now, don't be fooled. There are indisputable things the body needs to get the most out of its sleeping hours. Things like a pressure-free environment for your spine, and maximizing the distribution of weight for good circulation, no numb arms or tingling. The answer, the Duck's Bed, DUX, because they understand that different people need support in different places. In a Duck's Bed, you configure the bed. Not only can you put the support where you need it most, but two people sharing the same bed can customize their own size. So visit a Duxiana store and give the Duck's Bed a try. It's the bed your back has been aching for.
Only available at Duxiana stores in Ridgewood, Summit, and Red Bank, New Jersey, Manhasset, Long Island, Greenwich, Connecticut, and now 2 locations in Manhattan, including the new downtown store. For a free brochure, go to DUXBed.com or call 866-DUXBEDS, 866-DUXBED.
Here come the Trenton Republicans riding to defend the polluters, giant corporations, casinos, and utilities. The Trenton Republicans let giant corporations pay almost no state taxes, reduced fines on polluters, and force up your electric bill to give utilities a billion-dollar windfall. Now they oppose making casinos pay their fair share. The Trenton Republicans were defending the wrong side. So New Jersey made a change. And now New Jersey's Democrats are getting our state moving again. They closed corporate tax loopholes so families don't pay for tax-dodging companies. The Democrats cut spending, closed a $14 billion deficit without raising the sales or income taxes, and invested $200 million more in our schools. The Democratic record, standing up for the people who work hard and play by the rules. The Republican record, defending corporate loopholes, polluters, casinos, and utilities. Paid for by the New Jersey Democratic State Committee.
It is 8 o'clock here on the Imus Morning Program. This is WFA in New York, an Infinity Broadcasting Radio Station, part of the Viacom deal. It's time for a little
muscular tush. There's none tighter.
The mood.
So pummel the kid who calls himself Sid. When he wakes up, he'll think he's a lighter. Second verse. Hang on a second.
All right.
Now you listen to this dandy old dude. There'll be no more free clothes from a booed. It's all over for you, Hebrew Hammer. To show your next gigs in the Slammer. Doing hard time and sports updates for food.
That's not bad. That's not awful.
Way to go, Joe.
That's actually not awful.
I got 2 tickets, Joe. I said I win anything? I've already bought them, do I?
That's not too bad. It's quarter after the hour.
Well, there's gonna be a freakers ball tonight at the freakers hall. And you know, you're invited, one and all. Come on, babies, grease your lips, grab your hat, swing your hips, and don't forget to bring your whips. We're going to the freakers ball. Blow your whistle, bang your gong, roll up something to take along. It feels so good, it must be wrong. We're freaking at the freakers ball. Y'all, we're freaking at the freakers ball. That Imus in the morning.
Here's to the...
Well, I'm concerned.
Train service south of Washington has been canceled. You might want to check your air carrier as well. Partly sunny today and highs around 74. And this report is brought to you by York Heating. Receive $600 cash rebate or 12 months financing on qualifying York Heating. That's traffic with the TD Waterhouse Fan Highway Patrol.
21 out the hour here on the Imus Morning Program on the radio all over the country and on MSNBC. I lost my sheet, Lou. Uh-oh. That sheet. I don't know the hell it is, what I did with it. I'm looking at a Boots Fabrics. Yeah. Chest openings.
Oh, boy. It's too much going on.
It's just too much for me. Do we have a new Andy Rooney?
You?
Huh?
Yes.
Let me hear that.
Okay.
Oh, I'd rather talk to him.
Absolutely.
Heard him on CNBC. I just saw him on CNBC, which I'm watching currently. There's Ron in the Santa. Good morning, Ron.
Good morning, Mr. Imus.
So, Dick Grasso's out, and he's being treated very harshly in at least the tabloids in New York. And I was talking to David Remnick.
Yes.
Who's the editor of the New Yorker.
Yes.
And I didn't get a sense of any much sympathy there. And while he didn't characterize Mr. Grasso as somebody like Bernie Ebbers or one of those creeps, he sounded, Mr. Remnick sounded to me like he thought Grasso got what he deserved, which is, at least in my view, hardly the case. But
yeah, listen, I mean, I think...
why is that? My question is, why is that perception out there with these people like that? I mean, Remnick's not a moron.
Well, listen, I just think with respect to the size of a compensation package, most people can't appreciate that magnitude of money, and as a consequence, automatically assume it was ill-gotten, whether that is an accurate or inaccurate perception. I mean, in this process, no one has ever claimed that Mr. Grasso's done anything but a fine job at the New York Stock Exchange. They haven't claimed that he's defrauded investors. They haven't claimed that he has done anything illegal. And yet, when people see what they perceive to be overcompensation, then they get up in arms and assume that the system is crooked and that there was some sweetheart deal that was cooked up and that the money can't have been earned. And so I think in the general population, that is a mindset that you have to deal with, regardless of whether or not it's an accurate characterization of what's transpired.
How does this affect, I was thinking about this last night. Is the perception going to be then, in spite of what the facts are, that Grass is seen as some greedy, not crook, but
certainly the press, certain elements of the press are going to paint him that way. I mean, that's undeniable. I mean, that's already transpired. I mean, the question that some people would argue is legitimate is whether or not there was an inherent conflict in the way Mr. Grasso was compensated. Was he being paid excessively by people whom he regulates? Did he have too close contact with members of the board, some of which he has been said to be friends with? Is that inappropriate? Is it inappropriate for someone whose job is partly to regulate the markets to be compensated as lavishly as he was? Now, those, I think, in some ways are legitimate questions. What's not legitimate is to characterize him as having done something wrong, to say that he didn't earn a penny at the New York Stock Exchange, that he wasn't the risk taker, that he wasn't like other CEOs who are charged with growing their businesses. Indeed, he was in many ways. He could have been a CEO elsewhere, hence the compensation package that the board offered him in 1999, which, not coincidentally, was at the height of CEO compensation generally in this country.
But they offered him that to keep him there, right?
That is, yeah. I mean, and this is the same argument that you had with Jack Welch's retirement benefit. Again, no one compared him, at least no one legitimately compared him to people who had defrauded investors, and yet people were...
To fight it in 6 to 9 a.m. Eastern time, though, I guess we've been preempted this morning for the hurricane, I think. I don't say myself on the monitor, so...
Yeah.
And we booked Phil Simms for an hour earlier so his mom could see him on TV.
And guess what?
The hurricane's blown you off the tube, Phil.
Well, that's the way it goes. I guess my mom would just have to wait.
How are you?
I'm doing well. How about you?
I'm fine. Please welcome to the program the Super Bowl winning quarterback of the New York Giants. God.
Do you do that on purpose?
No, I was thinking about the Jets game with the Patriots. But anyway,
because you
Phil
do it every
Simms.
single week, so it's a pattern. It's okay.
Anyway, well, how are you?
I'm doing real good. I'm watching MSNBC, and everybody's on the shores getting blown around, all that kind of stuff. So the wind's picking up, I guess, in North Carolina.
Were you at the Giants-Cowboy game?
Oh no,
you weren't.
I was sitting home watching it.
And who were you rooting for, Bill or the Giants?
I was rooting for the Giants.
No, you weren't.
Yes, I was.
No, you weren't.
Yes, I was.
Too long a pause.
I like Bill a lot. I owe a lot to him. I really do. But I owe a lot to Mr. Mayor and the Giant organization.
Yeah.
So, no, I was rooting for the Giants.
Oh, you were.
I just figure, Bill can, it's his first year. Nobody has great expectations. So let's let the Giants win. Shoot. They got a good football team, and they made a courageous comeback, I thought. I thought Kerry Collins was terrific.
He's a pretty good quarterback, isn't he? Hello?
I think we just lost him, my man. I heard it. His word got clipped there.
I'll be darned. No. Well, we're getting back. Let's do that Rooney thing I was going to do.
I think when I paged Julie, I cut him off.
Well, that Brian Wilson thing.
Which one do you want?
Oh, which is better?
He's going to be... Bernard's getting him right back.
Yeah, he'll be right back.
Oh, okay.
He'll be on in a minute.
They have some good games coming up this week. Redskins, Giants, Patriots, Jets, Tampa Bay at Atlanta. The Chiefs play the Texans. That's not any good. Dolphins and the Bills. Dolphins are favored in that. Does that make any sense to you, Phil?
The Dolphins are favored who?
Against Buffalo.
Well, it's at home. Yes, it does make sense. And Buffalo is on the road for the second time. They were down in Jacksonville last week. So, yeah, I would think the Dolphins would be a slight favorite.
And Redskins are favored by 2 over the Giants, and that's in Washington.
Yes, that makes sense, too. I think the Redskins are a little kind of a sneaky team. That Lavernius Coles they got from the New York Jets at wide receiver. And the running backs, they're pretty fast, and they've played pretty well the first couple weeks.
And the Patriots are favored by a lot over the Jets, 6.5.
Sounds about right. The Jets have not looked good in either game, and the Patriots, I did their game last week, they looked very good against the Philadelphia Eagles. And I think the Patriots are a good football team.
They looked awful against Buffalo.
Yeah, well, Buffalo was wanting a little piece of them. The Patriots rubbed it on them twice last year, and so it was a little payback.
Back to the Giants-Cowboys. Well, what happened in that game? Did somebody get out-coached or no?
Oh, boy. No, I don't. You'd think so when you read the papers, but no, I didn't see it that way. What can you do? When your kicker, when you tell him to shade it left, he kicks it out of bounds. So that's the way I look at it. And
you cut him. That's what I would do.
Yeah, I'm sure you would. But if he can make field goals, you don't cut him. You got to swallow it. And it was just unfortunate. And it's amazing when you watch NFL games how many games come down to little decisions just like that from coaches and players at the end of the game that determines who's going to win.
I watch or listen a little bit every day to Mike and Chris because I like them.
Yeah.
And I pick up lots of stuff from them, and sometimes I attribute my information I glean from either Francesa or Lupica, and sometimes I don't.
Well, that's okay. We all steal information, yeah. That's all right.
But I like to hear him talk about football, particularly Mike. But the other day, he was talking. He was talking with they were talking with the coach, Fast Fossil.
Right.
And man, it got him where I couldn't. It was like he was talking to. It wasn't that it wasn't good. I assume it was, but it was like a foreign language. What the hell they were talking about different schemes and geez, man.
Oh, I know. Hey, I was listening to a football game last night. They're talking about terms on the TV that only football players who really pay attention in all the meetings would know, and I go, who in the heck knows what the hell that guy's talking? It's unbelievable, some of the phrases you hear sometimes, but I didn't hear that conversation between...
Well, it wasn't too bad.
Well, yeah, but you know, there is like another language you talk in football. It really is, and if you ever heard how they call plays, you just go, my God, who can understand all that? But players, when you call it like a long play, most players just listen for one word or one phrase that tells them what to do on that play. They don't care about the rest of it, so that's how they understand it.
Seemed to make we're talking about Phil Simms of the CBS Sports and former Giant quarterback, seemed to make John Madden crazy that these linemen were jumping off sides when he kept pointing out that all they have to do is look at the ball, and when the ball moves, they move.
Well, it's been a problem for a long time. Look, when your job is to hit the quarterback and you know he's going to pass, you're anxious to get back there. So being an ex-quarterback, it's one of the easiest things to do, to know that some big, I don't want to say stupid, but not, a guy that's antsy to hit you, if you use voice inflection, they're going to jump off sides.
Yeah.
I counted on it for the guy across from the center to jump off sides at least twice a game. It just depended on when I wanted him to jump off sides.
How do you like the new babe on Monday Night Football?
I think she's doing pretty good. She looks pretty good, too, on the sideline. So
cute. And
you know, she's not as cute as our Armin-Katayan. I heard Bernard the other day knocking our Armin-Katayan. Come on.
You need to get rid of him.
No, he's good.
Nobody's watching that for that moron.
No, don't say that. He does a great job.
Which game, by the way, are you and Greg and the Armin doing?
We're going to be in San Francisco. We're going to do the Cleveland Browns at San Francisco this week.
Who'd watch that?
I hope a lot of people.
Wow.
Comes on at 4:15, and I don't know. Did you see Greg? Hey, I got to tell you now. I even noticed it last week.
Right.
Greg has really lost a lot of weight.
It's a pig boat.
He has lost a lot of weight. He really has.
I expect to see him float by my apartment.
He's coming out with a workout tape, too.
Yes?
Yeah, how not to get old, wrinkly, and senile. So, you know.
Well, I guess I'd buy that, huh?
Well, you might. I don't know. He's doing good.
Hey, you going to be at the Stephen A. Cox Golf Classic on Monday?
I think am I supposed to be there?
Well, I hope so.
Well, all right, I'm going to show up. What am I doing?
I don't know. It's a different deal this year. Don't worry about it.
All right, I'll show up.
We'll have fun.
I will. I look forward to it.
And AT&T's great, and Mike Marion's great, and they raise a lot of money for...
What is going to be the format? Chris and Mike are going to play against Lupica and the Susan Whaley. Is that who it is?
Well, I may pick you to play against them.
Oh, so I better bring my golf clubs.
That would be a start, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Now, back to football. The Bucks and the Falcons. The Bucks are favored in that game. The game is in Atlanta.
Yeah, it's in Atlanta. Well, the Bucks lost last week. They got a good defense. Their defense really beat up on the Atlanta Falcons twice last year, so that's the reason they're favored. And if they win this week, it will be because they're just going to win it on the defensive side.
How? I'll tell you, the Chiefs. I love some of those defensive schemes they're running. Don't you?
I do too. So what kind of schemes are they running? Can you tell me?
Well, I particularly like it when they have 8 back and 5 deep and 3 up front and 2 in the middle.
Yeah, when they play that
4 guys on the sideline with a Gatorade.
Yeah, I like some of those. They're playing 8 in the box. Yeah, what is that box? What are you talking about?
A serious question. Are the Chiefs really pretty good?
They are pretty good. They are. And I don't know what you think about Dick Vermeil.
I like him.
He's unbelievable to be around and talk to. I mean, you get done, you just go, God, you can't help but root for the guy. You know, he's just a nice man. He gets he loves his players. They like him a lot, and they are a very good football team. Very exciting too to watch on TV and to watch in person.
There's some good games. I mean, the Redskins Giants will be a good game. I actually probably would watch a little bit of the Patriots and just hoping the Patriots beat them like 40-43. I will watch Tampa.
Why is that? Why do you want to root against the Jets for?
I have no idea. Well, I like the Patriots.
Yeah. That Browns game out in San Francisco is going to be a really good one, too.
I like the Browns, too. I think they're probably a year or two away, but...
Yeah, they really played. They did not play well last week, giving up all those against Baltimore, letting Jamal Lewis set an NFL record running against them, but I'm sure they'll have that straightened out, or most of it straightened out.
Well, they need their safety coverage this week.
Is it weak?
Well, I think so, yeah.
Yes.
I have no idea. I just thought I'd say that.
But you know what?
What?
You could be on TV. You don't really have to know. You can just throw out some terms and just fool them, and people say, boy, he's smart. He knows a lot about football.
I could be Susie Colbert or Armin Katayan or any of those people.
No, you're not pretty enough.
Well, that's true. Well, it's always fun to have you on. I'm sorry we can get you on TV, but then...
That's all right. I'll survive.
Probably about 10 million people heard you on the radio, and the MSNBC, I guess, is doing better. So.
Hey, I talked to Lupica last week. You know, he's coming out with a new book too, huh?
Oh,
how much money does he need?
I don't know, but he writes funny books.
Yeah, I read his last one, Wild Pitch. I really did. I thought it was very good.
Well, his last one was Bump and Run, the football book.
No. I thought his last one was Wild Pitch about the baseball pitcher.
Oh, I guess it was. And the Bump and Run was before that.
That was before that, yeah.
The new one's called Red Zone.
Yeah, I just got it. I'm going to read it this weekend on the way to San Francisco. And
what's good about it is it's a sequel to Bump and Run.
Oh, you've already read it?
Well, I've read some of it, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. From the first page on, it's funny.
Oh, well, good. Good.
Yeah,
read it then.
He's coming to his own. I mean, he was always a good writer, but he's really gotten good at doing this. So.
Oh, good. It'll give me something to do on a 6-hour plane ride this week.
Yeah, I don't know if it's available or not, but it's called Red Zone, and it's a continuation of Bump and Run, and it's about this, mythical, or not mythical, but fictional New York team. But
well, it's all the guys he used to meet in New York and drink with when he was young and single.
Tommy O'Neill, I think he has to apologize to Tommy O'Neill for borrowing his life again. But,
I see Tommy O'Neill every once in a while. This guy, the guy he's talking about, when I go down to do Miami Dolphin games every once in a while. And I don't know how old he is. He's whatever, but he's still living the same life he lived 40 years ago in New York City. So he's a pretty neat guy, though, to talk to.
No, nobody went out with more good-looking women than Tommy O'Neill.
Oh, so you know Tommy?
Oh, I know Tommy very well. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
We used to hang at Tommy's.
Oh, okay.
And when he had the place on First Avenue there at...
T.J. Tucker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I actually went in there a couple times.
Oh, yeah. I was a regular there.
Oh, you were?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Slobbering all over the place.
Oh, God.
Well,
down there doing
the good old days.
Down at the office doing cocaine. So not proud to say either. But I've seen the light and I've found Jesus.
Amen, brother.
Thanks, Phil.
All right, thank you.
Phil Sims here on the Imus Morning Program, 10 till the hour.
Yard kick, right in the middle of the field, going to hole. Snap is high. They get it down. End over end kick is right through, and the Dallas Cowboys in overtime have upset the New York Giants 35-32 as Billy Cundiff ties an NFL record with 7 field goals in the ball game.
Shut up.
I see the brand moon rising.
What's going to happen, baby?
I see trouble on the way. I see earthquakes and lightning. I see bad times today. Well, don't go around the night, but it's bound to take your life. There's bad news on the rise. I'm just in the morning.
All right. Time for another Imus Morning Healthcare highlight.
What the hell's going on here?
But what I'm talking about is that these Americans are over there, and they're it's like a shooting gallery.
Right.
Phil Sims' appearance, incidentally, sponsored by Cadillac, which I forgot to mention.
Okay.
Well, they made neat cars. Have you seen those?
Yes, I have. Yeah, they've got some sharp vehicles. They really do. Yep.
You've got 8 Americans driving along in a convoy. I mean, it's just like a shooting gallery.
Terrible planning.
I mean, it's hideous.
Bunch of ingrates. Just drop some advice from above and get the hell out.
Well, I just don't. I'll tell you, I bet you we'll be sitting here a year or two from now, and it'll be a Vietnam all over again. Just getting the hell out of there. And there'll be footage of the last soldiers and civilians trying to get out as well.
Yeah. Don't know.
Good to see. I mean, I'd like to be more optimistic about it, but I mean, I just don't see.
They're hateful animals over there.
And about half our government's in denial. It's almost palatable. Is that right? No.
No, that would be palpable. Something that can be touched.
Palpable. What was the other one?
Palatable.
Palatable. That's what.
With taste. Is it palatable to the whatever?
Well, how did I misuse it this morning?
You said palpable when you meant palatable.
I did?
Yeah. That's all. No big deal.
It was kind of confusing, though. Run by me again now. I used palatable this morning, right?
I have a wound. I have a node under my skin that the doctor can palpate, so it's palpable.
Palpable.
But if I like something taste-wise, it is palatable.
It doesn't only apply to taste, does it, or does it?
Well, I mean,
generally.
No, yeah, but I mean, if you make something more palatable, you make it more acceptable.
Oh, okay.
Tolerable.
That's how I used it.
Yes.
So I was talking about something to be more acceptable, and I used palpable, and I meant palatable.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's all.
Okay.
Minor. Well, but now you're right.
Of course, if you hadn't pointed it out, nobody would have known. Or a few people, educated people would have, but more likely who listen to this program than others. But
yeah.
So it's a good thing you did point out, which I've encouraged you to do.
I know, which is the only reason I did.
I appreciate you doing it, but
let it go.
Well, no, you got to know you. No, I sound like an idiot enough.
Well, yeah, I would have told you. Oh, but I would have told you later. That's all.
Well, no, you need to tell me when it happened.
I know. I was only following.
And that way, other people learn.
That's right.
Stupid fool.
Idiot, bald-headed stooge. Well, what else going on?
Just remember, your nether regions are palatable to Sid.
How about that?
What happened?
You are really.
How's that?
Who likes them also because they're palpable. he can feel them.
Yeah.
Palatable nether regions, aren't they? Yeah. Palatable.
All right, go ahead.
Well, again, back to Isabel. The latest advisory shows the winds have dropped back to 100 miles an hour, and the forward speed has increased to 15, which is good because that will help lessen the possibility of flood damage, because it's not going to sit one place and continue dumping rain. Still, they're expecting maybe as much as 6 to 10 inches of rain out of the storm down to the south. No, it should not be that intense, certainly, by the time it gets up into this area here, where we are, nevertheless, under a tropical storm warning, which includes the possibility of winds to 30 to 40 miles an hour, gusts occasionally to 50 miles an hour, and there could be heavy rain. All of this is basically going to be an overnight event. Saturday, for example, back to partly sunny condition, upper 70s, and completely clear on Sunday and Monday. Also in the headlines.
What will the temperature be on Monday?
On Monday, I think it's going to be in the 70s, mid-70s or so. It's pretty good for the
golf tournament, yeah.
Beautiful.
Out there sweating like a
pig. For the Stephen A. Cox Memorial Golf Tournament, yeah.
Sweating like Sid Evans Sykes.
Oh, my gosh. That's an ugly. That's an ugly thought.
I mean, he did.
In 2 minutes, I don't
Congratulations to Sid and his lovely wife, Danielle. They're having a child on April 2nd. The father appears to be a matter of conjecture, right, Chuck?
Yes.
So. Oh, what are you talking about?
There's some doubt.
No, there's no doubt. I had it checked out. The first two things you say. Congratulations, you're pregnant, and congratulations, it's yours. Those are the first two.
My wife works out over at Chelsea Piers at their sport club there.
Yeah. My good friend Bill Abramson took good care of Deidre.
Well, no, she, unlike you, Chuck, pays for her membership.
Oh, my God.
She did?
Yes.
Well, I paid for mine.
And she actually pays her trainer as well.
Oh, she does?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't believe in that.
Mm-hmm. So, anyway, they say they haven't seen you in a month.
It's been about 5 weeks. I'm sure. I got the house, and Danielle's pregnant, and I'm bogged down. That's the way it goes, you know.
Well, a lot of people have a house and wives who are pregnant.
And do they go to the gym 5 days a week and work out?
Well, yes.
At private times, they have an obligation.
Well, I mean, Bernie does it because he doesn't care about his...
Flight tickets are available this morning. They went kind of slow this morning, waited to hump them, but they're going to be gone, and you won't be able to go, and then you're going to be trying to figure out a way to get them.
That's right.
So you can avoid all that by calling 1-877-877-6464 put them on your credit card. The money goes directly to the Imus Ranch, which is a working cattle ranch for kids with cancer.
And people, don't worry about how much animosity there is between Bernie and I, because there obviously is. We've been talking this up for 3 months. At this point, it also comes down to the fact that neither one of us, I don't think at least, wants to humiliate ourselves on national television come that morning. Yeah. It goes beyond whether or not we hate each other, because we certainly developed some animosity before this fight.
Yeah.
But truth is, everybody's watching. You don't want to look like an idiot.
Here's an email from America Online. I'm in. I hope Bernie's getting in some heavy bag time, because I heard that Sid has been sparring hard over at Chelsea Piers, and those chicks do not hold back. Let's see, 3 judges for the fight. Imus, Russo, and Francesca. That would be 4 chairs, right? Ha, ha, ha. Don, you left out the most important thing in the fight. That's the ring card girl. Who's that going to be? Maybe Janet. She would look great in a bunny suit.
Who is it? What's the name of that person?
Mick in Yorktown.
Okay.
Well?
Maybe Mick peed in my bed at one point.
You would have got your name right, at least.
Ron in Santa was right on his assessment of Dick Grasso. He forgot to mention one thing, that the guy was 24/7 every second of every day.
It's not your kid.
Yeah.
The kid comes out looking like Jimmy J.J. Walker in the delivery room.
Dynamite!
That's pretty horrible.
Hey, I must call a spade a spade. Grasso didn't give a rat's ass about the people who work on the trading floor of the exchange, and he's been trying to put $2 brokers out of business for years. There's very few on the floor who are going to be sorry to see him go. Well, I've had it with them MSNBC guys that they would preempt you for coverage of Isabel is ridiculous. A storm only a fraction of the country will experience. Those of us who don't have the benefit of hearing you on radio are reduced to the inane decisions of MSNBC programming. Well, we've been through this with them for years, and there's not anything you can do about it. So, it's a judgment they have to make, and so they made it. So I watched the Weather Channel, except they, instead of covering Isabel, they had storm stories on the other night. Jesus. A bunch of Asians have fallen in life rafts.
Trees blowing.
Yeah, I'm thinking, make me care they don't drown.
Oh, man.
Wow, that's a little cold. God.
Are they subhuman?
Look like rain to me.
No, it doesn't make it. I'm not talking about just the people. They weren't all Asians. They were just people just hanging on boats. Why are you trying to turn it into a racial thing?
That's what it sounded like to me, is all I'm saying.
They were Asians or not Asians?
Well, whatever they were. Or Norwegians or something. I didn't pay that close. I actually didn't pay that much attention. There were just a bunch of people in life jackets, and they were clinging on the boats like terrified. And I'm thinking, just leave me alone.
Hey, drown already.
Good grief.
Can I get the weather forecast here?
Clarence Morrow, evil exists.
You're right,
You're sitting here with us.
Could we get our locals on the 8?
Yeah.
Please, and,
So I guess it's fair to say you probably didn't cry at the end of Titanic.
I didn't see the movie.
Oh.
No, he was on the boat.
I'm going to whip your ass. Sid doesn't. Jerk.
I'll serve you out like John McEnroe. Pick your girl steps up, I'm smacking the hoe. Word to your moms, I came to drop bombs. I got more rhymes than the bottle's got songs. And just like the prodigal son, I've returned. Ain't anyone stepping on me, you'll get burned. Cause I got lyrics, but you ain't got none. If you come to battle with a shotgun. In the morning.
Mix and match. We're a nation of mixers and matchers. Clothes, furniture, food. Not only is it fun, it rips.
Anybody in there? Hey, Chief. We're on the air. Janice, would you throw something at him?
Hey, what's going on?
Come on.
Hi, Bernie.
Hey, what's going on, Chuck?
Yes. 23 minutes after the hour.
Well, it's 23 after the hour here in the Imus Morning program. And
Tells me
radio.
to throw something at you.
And on MSNBC. Sometimes. Sometimes not. What's the latest on the hurricane, Chuck?
Winds are slightly weaker. It has picked up forward speed. Both good signs for the people who are living in the path of the storm, because the top speeds are down. It's increased to 15 miles an hour forward, which lessens the possibility of flooding from rain simply because it doesn't sit over one area quite as long as it might. And still expected to make landfall, actually, although the outer bands, of course, have moved to shore on North Carolina, but the center of the storm, landfall, is still expected around noon to 1 o'clock in that area. That's the latest regarding the storm.
Couldn't get a hold of Kevin, our gardener, to tie all the trees down on the terrace and stuff.
Yeah.
So I had to get Danny, the doorman, to do it.
How did that work out?
It's not going to work out. It's going to work out great for Danny because I'm going to pay him.
But it's not going to...
It's not going to work out great for Kevin because I'm going to deduct it from his bill when I pay Danny.
Sure.
Next time I'll answer his phone.
Damn it.
But he's probably somewhere all lathered up squealing.
Possibly.
Rather than mincing around my terrace.
Uh-huh.
I'm teaching a course over there at Harvey Milk.
Exactly.
Harvey Milk High.
That's where Kevin is. Odd. Well, he's out.
He's
out.
I mean, he's a homosexual. He's fine with that.
Sure. Fine with it.
As are we.
Certainly.
But
absolutely. Come on.
He's not taking care of my plants.
That's not good.
And you're not dealing with me. That's the problem. It's dealing with Mrs. Imus. It's the real problem.
I hear you.
Maybe if you planted some cucumbers, you'd be a little more attentive.
A little more anxious to come over and take care of biz, Bernie.
You know what I mean?
Plant a big old zucchini out there.
Yeah.
Get old Kevin on the terrace.
Get him a seat. So you're
I'll take care of your garden if you plant some cucumbers.
You are such a pig.
Thank you.
Really. I mean, really, it's hideous.
I've accepted it.
So well, the consensus in the studio is we all like my new sunglasses. I'm sorry you can't see them, but
you're just plumb out of luck.
Anyway, what's going on in the world of scum, Janice?
Debate.
Sad news out of L.A. No more lap dancing in strip clubs.
Damn.
They've banned it. You have to stay at least 6 feet away.
Again. You got to come to me.
Was that L.A. or Salt Lake City, Utah?
Doesn't matter. Let me tell you a story quickly. Mons Venus, Tampa, the greatest strip club in America. Friction dancing there. They practically have sex with you right there.
Oh.
They tried to do the same thing, banned it there. You know what happened?
What?
The guy makes so much money because of the filthy degenerates, like myself, that go there every single night, that he's willing to pay the stupid tickets that they post on the front of the place every single night just to keep the friction dancing going. My point is, even in L.A., they can ban it all they want. Nothing's going to change.
Just pay the fine?
They got another business.
Well, now you're going to be a father, Sid.
Yeah.
So?
Well, you can't continue to go to strip clubs and
go to friction dancing night.
Oh, why not? That's ridiculous. Of course you can.
The joint is full of married men.
What do you think goes there? That's what it's all about.
It's like marriage therapy. It's what keeps your marriage going.
And some women like to go, too.
Yeah, like you. I can't wait, actually, till my kids old enough I can take him. It's going to be a little father and son outing.
That's right, kids night.
What if your daughter ends up being a stripper at a strip club?
A friction dancer. That's not going to happen.
How's it not going to happen?
His daughter will make Chelsea Clinton look like a beauty queen.
Listen,
so
take it
relax.
easy. My wife's a good-looking kid. You know that, Vern.
Well, I know. Believe me. Me and your wife have been, intimate.
And by the way, strippers aren't all that bad. Because the one thing about strippers is they do make a couple of bucks.
Tonight at the Sugar Tunnel.
God knows when I'm an old man and I can't work anymore, and Papa Sid needs a couple of dollars. So when she brings home $1,000 a week,
That's right.
doesn't matter to me.
Your wife, Danielle, does not mind that you go to strip clubs.
Oh, I didn't say that.
Well, what were you saying then?
Well, I tell her I'm on business. You know, I got to go on business. I got a meeting.
You know, my nanny was telling us that...
Is this the Chinese one?
No, we have a great nanny now, thank God. But we have Mary Poppins. She's the 18th nanny. She is.
She's going to be jumping off the terrace with an umbrella.
In what period of time?
What?
What period
5
of
years.
time? Wow. 18 and 5.
That would be a good reality TV show.
The nanny.
I'm Mrs.
I'm
Nanny.
Mrs. Nanny.
She's the 18th nanny, and she's so far much better than everybody else, it's not even close.
She drew the short straw over at the agency there?
No, she's great. She's also not from Guatemala, which helps. She's from Long Island.
Yeah.
And she takes a train home. And she says that they have a bar cart that they wheel around, or a bar car, one, I'm not sure which it is.
Yeah. Bar car.
Do they have a bar car?
Yeah, and the cart with drinks.
She says about the time they're 10 minutes from the station, everybody's on their cell phone saying, honey, I can't get home, I got to work, men and women.
Uh-huh.
Because they got all liquored up in the bar car, and then they're going to go to the Motel 6 or whatever out there, and get into your third-rate romance, rendezvous area.
I hear you.
My kind of weekend.
But, I mean, you guys are living just empty, soulless, degenerate, perverse lives.
Says who?
But I don't understand. Yeah, based on what?
Just
I don't get it.
Well, you don't conduct yourself that way, Lou. What are you chiming in for?
You don't know.
Yeah, I have a pretty good idea.
You have no idea what Lou does.
Well, yeah, but he's not a...
He's
Lou's
the
not...
biggest degenerate of them all.
Oh, no. Don't say that.
All right, maybe
I've
he's
been
not.
with you, so don't even blame
Lou is not a degenerate.
Oh, no.
He's single, though. What is Lou? Lou's single, too, by the way.
I've had to go run and find you in the crowds of groups, okay? With no shirt on.
Louis had to take care of a lot of tabs for you, too.
My God.
That's fair.
I've had to hold up Scazzeri at God knows how many events.
But he's not offended by strip clubs, is the point.
No, of course not. No red-blooded American heterosexual male is offended by a strip club. You should go.
You go once every 6 months. And you don't go like, you become a loser Friday night, Saturday night.
No, but once every 6 months is a bit much, too. But once every, 2 months, you should try to go.
I've heard Sid in so many places yell for me, "Hey, Lou, you got my wallet?"
I'll pay you soon, sweetheart.
I put it behind the bar. The bartender's got my wallet, my belt, my pants.
Don't laugh.
30 minutes after the hour here on the Imus-Sept program, the Hilton Bell of the New York Stock Exchange.
Come on, dude, it's $20.
Is sponsored by the Oral-B 3D XL toothbrush from Gillette.
You know I'm good for it.
The official toothbrush of the Imus-Sept program.
It's ATM right outside.
Well, in the wake of the Grasso debacle, which he was railroaded out of the exchange by a bunch of criminals, frankly.
25 shots here.
A bunch of ingrates, at the very least.
Come on,
the market is up 2 points.
Sid's got a fun pass this weekend, actually.
You do?
Yeah.
Your wife's pregnant and you have a fun pass. You can't. I hope Bernie just maims you.
Good luck.
Country music singers have always been a real close family. But lately, some of my kinfolk have disowned a few others than me. They get on me and want to know, Hank, why do you drink? Hank, why do you roll smoke? Why must you live out the songs that you wrote? Over and over, everybody made my prediction. If I get stoned and sing all night long, it's a family tradition. Imus in the morning.
It's your last chance.
And Rosemary Clooney, you know you're in the right spot.
Yeah, absolutely.
18 nannies in 5 years equals a 90-day nanny. Sounds like a country song. A 90-day nanny. Well, the first thing they all want is they want to be paid off the books, which we don't do with anybody.
Right.
That's the first thing they want. And, of course, discussing that with Deirdre, because we run things together, so, I decide everything. They get a lecture from her about paying taxes in this country and what a disgrace it is, and she's absolutely right. So that's the first thing they want to do. They want to know is they don't want to, and they don't want to work. They don't want to work, and they want to be paid in cash.
Can't figure out whether they want to be Republicans or Democrats. They don't want to pay taxes, and they don't want to work.
So, but the one we have now is great. So we're just hoping that she, well, I see no reason that she won't endure. So.
I'd like to see some type of special, almost like a Where Are They Now segment for the prior 17.
Which institutions they're in.
Right, exactly.
Right. This was number 17.
And then they quit. Then they quit and they filed for unemployment claiming that I fired them. And I actually had to testify on the phone from the ranch this summer with a nanny who quit and claimed that she was fired and tried to collect unemployment, and I just as a matter of principle. Understood. I actually wouldn't. I'll take it to the Supreme Court. I don't care what it costs. So, well, they're criminals. These people.
How'd it come out? You got 13 starving case.
Well, I don't know. I haven't heard.
We found number 4 in Texas working a bar.
Not sure. But she was Chinese, and she could barely speak English, so she was represented by her husband in this hearing on the speakerphone. Well, he could barely speak English either.
No, this would have been great for you.
So the judge had no idea what was going on, nor did I. It was an arbitrator, actually.
Big trouble.
And I kept pointing out, I said, well, the first thing, the way the relationship started was she wanted to be paid off the books. The judge said, well, that doesn't have anything to do with this case. I said, it has to do with establishing what her state of mind is and how they're trying to take advantage of the system, Judge. And one of the ways they're taking advantage of the system is trying to get paid in cash. And he's trying to shut me up. And I said, and another way is claiming that that she got fired when she quit. I said, so it's absurd.
Run that jive.
And I said, it's not going to. I said, it's whatever money it's going to cost me for her to get unemployment is minimal. That's not why I'm on the phone. On the phone defending principle. And these people are criminals, and he's trying to shut me up. It's unpleasant. But it was a good arbitrator, and I don't know what happened. So
they quit working for Imus and get into it.
Well, I mean, if she wins, then she'll have to talk to Bo Doodle. That's all. She'll have to talk to Jimmy the Wags. Explain to Jimmy the Wags what she's going to do with the money.
Here is the Bowery. Here's number 6 we found her walking the streets. Following is 3rd Street and 4th Avenue, we find number 17 stumbling around the street.
Like those Hunts Point shows on HBO.
Just walking the street.
Streetwalkers for 30 years.
Former Imus nanny, now at Hunts Point. Coming up on HBO. They were former nannies, now they're crack addicts.
Does Wyatt become attached to these nannies?
Not really, no.
No.
He likes the current one.
We found the iPhone.
The current one, he actually trusts the current one as well.
Well, I had to fire her, that's all.
Does he tell them stories about the old nannies?
Yes, he does.
We're out of here now. Damn it.
Well,
I don't know where they are.
he doesn't really need a nanny now, except his mother works all the time, too, so we're both working, so, somebody's got to be there with him.
Well, I don't care, damn it.
But he goes to school, and he has... The other day, he's taking a Spanish lesson. His Spanish teacher comes over. The Spanish teacher is really cute. She's a flamenco dancer or something.
Oh, yeah.
She teaches Spanish.
So,
we have, in the apartment, we have a monitoring system where there are cameras upstairs and downstairs so that I can turn on a television and see in his room, so, see what's going on there when he's in there with one of these. So I'm switching back between Mike and Chris. And
your nanny cam?
And the nanny cam.
Let me ask you a serious question.
Who wants this job?
Which one was more interesting?
No, I'll tell you. So he's down there with the cute Spanish teacher, and he's taking his Spanish lesson, and everything appears to be going well. I switch back to Mike and Chris. I go back to suddenly Wyatt. He's got all his clothes on.
Oh, no!
He's absolutely stone naked.
What happened?
I have no idea.
Or was it Russo and you had the wrong camera?
And I asked him later at Sunday's mother, I said,
I bit my pants out, Maggie.
why are you taking your clothes off? That doesn't make any sense.
Of course it makes sense.
What was the flamenco dancer wearing?
Yeah, how was she
right
at that point?
No, she had her clothes on.
You know what you need? Picture in picture with that nanny cam.
So he's down there with he already gets little boners and asks me why. And I told him, well, the first time he got a little boner, I told him he wanted to know what the deal was, I said, the only time you have to worry, honey, is when you don't get one. So right now you're home free. It's just...
What a clean job.
No, you can't make it up.
Oh, that's great.
So now I've had to threaten him. He said, you can't take your clothes off. And he takes his clothes off with the piano teacher.
What's his name?
That's the lady from Steinway.
Oh, God.
I'm down there playing the piano naked.
Wyatt's the letter C, key C here, Wyatt.
I don't know. No. Anyway, what's going on in the world of scum?
Scum Report brought to you by the Oral-B 3D XL Power Toothbrush, the best damn toothbrush out there. More scum on J-Lo. Do you care about it?
No, I guess.
She apparently burned her wedding dress and plans to auction off her $1.5 million engagement ring.
Ooh, yeah.
She wants to rid herself from Ben.
Yeah.
I told you all along that thing was never going to last.
Shut up! You were the one always... Oh, they're getting married. Oh, yeah, they're going to have babies.
The whole thing was phony.
You got to read between the lines when I say that.
Yeah.
Closest thing to heaven on earth. Hey, Caleb.
16 delay hour. What's the latest on a hurricane, Charles?
Latest on the Hurricane Dude is that they're still anticipating landfall around noon Eastern Time. The winds have weakened a little bit down to 100 miles an hour, and it has picked up some forward speed, increasing from about 8 miles an hour up to 15 miles an hour, which means that the possibility of flooding lessens a little bit from the rainfall. They're still expecting a really significant storm surge, but then when it moves inland and goes up through Virginia, Pennsylvania, and so on, it's expected to weaken quickly, and there's still tropical storm warnings, though, for New Jersey and also the Long Island, New York coastlines.
What does Grasso plan to do in terms of making some of the chairman and CEO of the New York Stock Exchange was forced to resign yesterday, and what is just an outrageously idiotic move on the part of those people.
Man, really.
But
inexplicable.
When will he go public with some... That's not a Barbara Walters deal, is it? Probably not, no.
It's close. Couple of months, maybe. Stop up on Lou Dobbs. Maybe the Imus in the Morning program.
Maybe.
Crank up a book, maybe.
Possibly that. Yeah, that could be.
Probably wants to get a lot off his chest.
No.
That could happen. And there's no further information yet on this report from Al Arabiya, the Arab satellite network, of a number of American soldier casualties, including 8 American soldiers reportedly killed in a convoy attack in Iraq, but there's no confirmation of it at all from any U.S. military source as yet, simply from Al Arabiya at this point.
You know what I just realized?
What?
I forgot my chess homework. I left it at home. I was supposed to turn in this morning.
What?
You remember to put your pads on?
What kind of homework? Just working out problems, you mean? Yeah. Well, what are you going to do about that?
You're irresponsible.
Get it up.
I don't know. Tell him I forgot him. I'll bring him next week.
Okay.
Go get it.
He's got to show me some other stuff, though, this morning. There's been back to these soldiers in Iraq, there's no word from the Pentagon or
no confirmation of
any kind.
No confirmation at all. No.
What a mess. It's Sid and Sports coming up.
Charles McCord from the Imus in the Morning program here, and I wanted to talk to you a moment about Dr. Joseph Della Russo. 5 years ago, my wife Connie went...
Manhood as place marker. Because guess who's got a new book out? Yep, Madonna. And guess what sort of book it is? Children's book, as God is my witness. And they, that's the ever-present and seemingly omniscient, if never identified they, expect The English Roses, that's the title, to be a big success. Quite a stretch for Ms. Madonna Ritchie Chacon, a children's book. Her previous excursion into authorship seemed more on the adult side, having apparently been conceived, written, photographed, edited, and printed from the point of view of a Viagra-enhanced cluster of Crisco-soaked leather fetishists humping one another like a can of Slinkies on a twister mat inside an S&M dungeon called Dante's Inferno. That book was entitled simply Sex. It covered Miss Chacon's thoughts on the subject, which embraced quite a repertoire. Having read and viewed Madonna's Sex, that didn't quite come out right. Having read and viewed Madonna's book on erotica, that's better, I'm surprised she titled her children's project The English Roses, rather than, I don't know, with apologies to Laura Bush, and that's unfortunate too, but unavoidable. Anyway, that it wasn't titled Leave No Cavity Behind. Or maybe, since it is a kid's book, Leave No Childs Behind. Whatever. Point is, how this marginally talented, money-grubbing, walking STD lab test can actually be taken seriously as an author of anything is beyond me, and a testament to a culture gone absolutely stark-raving, naked military toilet nuts. Well, neither explanation nor regrets from our material girl about how she squares porn book with kids book. While being interviewed about her new project, she said of her past project, Sex, simply, and this is a quote, "I'm not apologizing in any shape or form. That's just where my head was at the time." Excuse me. We all saw where your head was at the time, Miss Chacon. It strikes me it's not in all that different a place now. Up your butt. Revolting and sad.
I tried so hard, my dear, to show that you were my every dream.
Yet you're afraid each thing I do is just some evil scheme. A memory from your lonesome past keeps us so far apart.
Why can't I free your doubtful mind and melt your cold, cold heart?
Another love before my time made your heart sad and blue.
And so my heart is paying now for things I didn't do. In anger, unkind words are said that make the teardrops start. Why can't I free your doubtful mind
and melt your cold, cold heart?
I'm up in the morning.
There's 15 hungry guys out there.
City right.
And Splitter, take retail delivery of 03 models from dealer stock.
It is 5 minutes after the hour here on the I'm Mr. Morning program. The Fear at the Pier fight tickets went on sale this morning. 1-877-877-6464. Sid Rosenberg and Bernard McGurk live at Chelsea Piers, all sponsored by Gillette. And there's going to be a deal, not a BS deal. Sid's going to get whooped up on, or maybe he won't. And you can be there. And in addition to all of that, you're contributing money to the Imus Ranch, which is a working cattle ranch for kids with cancer, in which we, by the way, had a great summer. You know, we start every summer out there thinking, Dave and I sit down with Donnie Imus, who's the head wrangler there. And the goal is not to get any kids hurt, because it's not Camp Happy Face. So they aren't Camp Happy Face horses, and you're trying to teach them to be little cowboys and cowgirls, and they have to work, and we even had a couple of kids get bucked off this year. Like Wyatt was racing on his horse with other kids, which we told him not to do, and they're racing down the rodeo arena, and one of the kids falls off his horse and is crying, but they're battling cancer, so falling off a horse is not a big deal for them. I mean, they cry and stuff, but they get back on. One little girl, her horse laid down on her. We were in the big 110-foot cutting pen, and they were cutting cattle, and she was just sitting on the horse, and horses, but sometimes they'll do. So she wasn't going to get back on. I offered her $100 to get back on, and she wouldn't get back on. Well, somehow Deirdre talked her into getting back on. God bless her. Well, she got on, and well, those kinds of situations change a kid's life. Well, I've been bucked off and been hurt, so it's not easy to get back on. And I think about it every time I do get on, and I'm sure they do as well. So, but those kids are remarkably brave children, and it's a great experience for them, and it's a great ranch, and this is a good way to raise money and Sid to get an ass whooping. You bet. So the phone number is 1-877-877-6464. The money goes directly to the Imus Ranch, and the tickets go to you. And it'll be a great morning. We're going to broadcast live from there all morning.
Fun, sure.
And it'll be fun. And enormously exciting. Mike Francesa is going to call the fight, and Chris and I are going to provide color.
And it's no joke. It's going to be a real fight.
No, it's not a joke.
I'm training with Randy Gordon.
Yeah, it's not a Howard Stern deal.
No. I got Jimmy the Wags and Chuck Zito in my corner. They hate Sid. Sid called the Hells Angels a bunch of pussies, and Chuck didn't take kindly to that.
No, he didn't.
And I'm working out hard. And he better be working out, because he's claiming that he's not working out. And all of a sudden now he's not doing anything. It sounds like he's setting the stage for his well, if he does that, he's going to get hurt. He better work out, because I'm working out. I'm holding up my end of the bargain.
He's going to get punched in the face, and it's going to hurt, and he's going to cry.
It's no joke.
And you can be there and watch him cry.
Oh, the excuse no matter what.
1-877-6464. You can use your American Express, MasterCard, Visa, or Discover card. All right, it's time for a little news now. And here's Chuck with that. Good morning, Chuck.
Good morning, man. Another purported Saddam Hussein audio tape, turned up on an Arab satellite station, Al Arabiya, has aired what it says is an audio tape of the former dictator. The voice calls on Iraqis to step up their resistance to coalition forces, urges the U.S.-led forces to get out, saying there is no reason for Americans to suffer more losses. The voice claims the recording was made in mid-September. Last purported tape out of Saddam was aired more than 2 weeks ago. That one was on Al Jazeera. And the CIA is saying regarding this one that the recording sounds as though it is likely authentic. The Outer Banks of North Carolina appear to be in the crosshairs of Hurricane Isabel. Ed Rappaport is deputy director of the National Hurricane Center and says Isabel will not, good news, will not regain. Imus in the morning news time is now 13 minutes after the hour.
Quit school when she was 17. Senator on TV calls her welfare queen. Used to be daddy's little girl. Now she needs help in this mean old world. Buys cassette tapes in the bargain bin. Loves Carlene Carter and Loretta Lynn. Tries to have fun on a Saturday night. Sunday morning don't shine too bright. It's welfare music. Watch the baby dance to the welfare music. If she ever stand a chance. Imus in the morning.
Go away and let us help. Announcing the Travelocity 48-hour sale.
Riverside of the New York Times. Where do educators go to learn about opportunities in their field? Education job market from the New York Times. In print every Sunday and week in review. Put yourself in a better position. I'm Gianna Steen with the TD Waterhouse Penn Highway Patrol.
19 after the hour here on the Irish Morning Program on the radio all over the country and on MSNBC. Fight tickets are on sale, 1-877-877-6464. They're $500 a ticket, and all the money goes to the Army of France. And Walter Levine, my neighbor up there in Westport, who one will hope I won't live next door to him very much longer, even though I love old Walter, but he had a good idea. If you can't go to the fight, but you want to contribute money to the ranch, you can buy tickets and I'll give them to kids, the TCF
That's a
kids.
good idea. Yeah.
Very good. So there are a lot of kids who go to the ranch who, well, if you're going, I may do that anyway. Sure. But, so that's a great idea. If you want to buy a fight ticket, you know, to contribute to the ranch, which is obviously a good idea, I think. Then you can do that, and then just designate that we give the tickets to kids from the Tomorrow's Children's Fund, or Sid's kids, or whatever you'd like, and we'll do that. Good. 1-877-877-6464. You can use your American Express, Visa, MasterCard, or American Express card. We're up for about 150 tickets now, and there are 500 tickets available. The phones, 1-877-877-6464. Will be open until 5 o'clock this evening, and then again tomorrow morning until we get rid of these tickets. 21 after the hour to see you take a real ass whooping.
No.
Of course, now we'll be on MSNBC.
Oh, I know.
Of course, if you're there, you'll be on TV, and you can. And various people have offered to take their clothes off. That's a fight. Great. And Chuck Zeal from the Hells Angels apparently is going to be in Bernie's corner, and of course you ran your mouth about the Angels, which is, believe me, is a hideously stupid idea.
That's a mistake.
There's a lot of things you could do, but that's one of the things that's stupid. They just don't have a sense of humor.
Chuck does, though. Chuck's a great guy. He has a great sense of humor. I know Chuck very well. Very well. Like, I'm not even sure why he's in Bernie's corner and not in mine.
Believe me.
Oh, I think you'll find out when you get hit in the head with a Harley chain.
You call the Hells Angels pussies.
Yeah, it's just,
they don't laugh at that.
It's not funny. So, you don't decide, am I going to, be a nuclear physicist or a Hells Angel?
No.
I mean, that's not a life decision. When you decide to be a Hells Angel, you are of a certain mindset. They're like the old American cowboy. That's what they ride motorcycles.
Yeah.
And they don't take any lip from some bald-headed pansy.
Yeah.
Shooting his mouth off on the radio.
Not the Dallas Cowboys you're maligning there.
Yeah, they just don't need that.
Like your apology in blood.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So you made a huge mistake.
No.
Not only And if you're not training, you're making a big mistake.
Well, I really have not been training.
Yeah, but is this going to be an excuse now when you lose?
It sounds like. And why aren't you?
Why aren't you?
You have an obligation to
because
the I-Man to this whole endeavor to train.
First of all, you already disparaged the little children with cancer, referring to David Jarrett's picnic as a cancer carnival.
Well, I thought it was called that.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
I thought it was called a cancer carnival?
Yes, because that's the way Bernie proposed it to me.
1-877-877-6464. Call now.
Let's see for sure, right?
You got to see this.
What?
You really deserve a beating.
I will tell you this, though.
I'm glad I'm going to be there.
If you're out there right now and you think this isn't for real, because certain people come to me and said, "Oh, you guys are going to choreograph this." It's all a joke. It is not.
Well, no. It's not going to be choreographed, even though you tried to get it choreographed.
I just made it clear that it was for real 10 minutes ago. You have to repeat what I just said. You have to repeat what I just said. I just made that clear 10 minutes ago.
The whole thing was almost choreographed because Push Boy back there was so afraid I was going to break his nose.
Is that right, Bernie?
Yes. Yes.
Is that right? But it's a blade. It's a phony line.
Wait, did you not come to me about when we started this thing and say...
You're a lying pig. Did you hear that?
Yeah, that's fine. Listen, did you not say to me a couple months ago that did you ever break your nose? And I go, yeah, 3 or 4 times. You're like, oh, I never broke my nose. Did you not say that?
No, I never said that.
My faggot.
What?
You're in trouble, pal.
I'm not worried about it. I'm not even worried. I'm not even worried.
A little rope a dick, and then I bust out, and you're out the house.
A little.
24 after the hour.
Yeah, rope a dick, yeah.
1-877-877-6464. Oh, yeah. What a beating you're going to get.
I rip like a pro when I flow, and I score points with the joints that I throw. Cause I flow daily, I'm no punk stick. I break tracks, make tracks, and get funky. There's nowhere to run to, cause nobody can. MCs drop to your knees, say your prayer. The luck of the Irish is about to kick in. Prepare to die and notify your next of kin. I'm going all out, duck and call out. That's how I'm living, punk, you better stall out. This is the house of pain. To come inside is insane. I'll put your head out, I'll put your head out, spread out. I'll put your head out, I'll put your head out, put your head out, jump off the spread out. I'll put your head out. What up, punk? I'll put your head out. I'm in the morning.
All right, remember 1987? You could mail a letter for 22 cents. A gallon of gas is less than $1. And a new Ford Taurus costs under $15,000 at Bob Thomas Ford in Hamden, Connecticut. It is 1987 all over again, mainly because of Bob's clothes. Thanks to special rebates available to Ford Motor Credit customers, Bob Thomas Ford can sell you a brand new loaded 2003 Ford Taurus for only $14,888. These are not demos. They're brand new 2003 6-passenger cars for $14,888. They're available right now. Bob Thomas Ford in Hamden, Connecticut. Exit 60 off the Merritt Parkway, about a half mile off the Parkway there. Half mile north of the Merritt Parkway. Air conditioning, power windows, and locks, tilt wheels, stereo, radio, dual airbags. Bob Thomas Ford, they're all yours for $14,888. So if you need a car, get yourself a Taurus. Not a bad deal for under $15,000. Go to Bob Thomas Ford in Hamden, Connecticut, a half mile north of the Merritt Parkway, exit 60. Tell Bob you want an American car at 1987 prices. The 2003 Ford Taurus for only $14,888. That is a pretty good deal, isn't it? Well, 29 after the hour here on the Imus Morning program on the radio all over the country and on MSNBC Monday through Friday from 6 to 9 a.m. Eastern Time. 5 tickets on sale this morning for Fear to Fear on October 2nd at Chelsea Piers, all sponsored by Gillette Mach 3. 1-877-877-6464. You use any credit card you have, American Express, Discover, Visa, MasterCard. There's $500 a ticket, and the money all goes to the Imus Ranch. Now, if you can't go to the fight, but you want to contribute to the ranch, or you just want, souvenir tickets, which I can send you, we can still designate, we'll just make a list of TCF kids, they want to have tickets. We'll send you the tickets so you have a souvenir. And the TCF kids will get to go to the fight. Good idea. And they need to have, they need to see Bernie whoop up on Sid. I mean, please. 1-877-877-6464.
Andy Rooney's the point man today on Cultural Idiocy Patrol. Andy?
Forget No Child Left Behind. What the heck has happened to our adults? I mean, the people who we've been led to believe actually graduated from something or the other. Don Imus, host of the wildly, if improbably popular Imus in the Morning radio program, is conducting a contest on his show that requires members of his listening audience to offer a poem to win a prize. Valuable prize at that. A ticket to see his producer, Bernard McGurk, establish a boot factory in the nether regions of his sports reporter, Sidney Rosenberg. So, as you can imagine, lots of people have been calling in to recite poems they've composed. Now then, have you been exposed to any of these creations? I have. Not terribly enriching. No, it's as if there's been an Al-Qaeda suicide assault on the National Endowment for the Arts combined with a Marielita boat lift of illiterates. How they managed to make a phone call is beyond me, since it does require you to read the f***ing dial. Now, there's a chance, infinitesimal, I admit, that things might have changed by the time you hear this. But believe me, at the risk of offending, the last several entries I happened to catch from Imus's listeners persuaded me that the real hardcore of his audience is comprised of people who are routinely dumbfounded by cheese. You know, T-minus stupid and counting. I mean, 1, 2, buckle my shoe, go see Bernie spank the Jew ain't exactly going to nail down the Frost Award for distinguished achievement, it seems to me. Pretty anemic pentameter. Too bad, then, that our I-Man has to get rid of these tickets in such an insipidly lame manner, but he does. I guess there's nothing left but to continue now that we're into this mess. So if I may, keep those quatrains and couplets coming. Whether or not it's me, you're bumming. Leave no child or essayist behind either. Troubling.
That's the opening bell of the New York Stock Exchange, sponsored by the Oral-B 3D XL toothbrush from Gillette, the official toothbrush of the Imus Morning program and of the Imus Ranch. Market is open. It's been open 2 minutes or so, and it's up 30, down 30 points. Here now, dear Imus. Good morning, Mrs. Imus.
Good morning. Hey, honey, is it okay if I bring some organic tomatoes to the fight and I can throw them at Bernie and Sid?
Why do they have to be organic? Why can't we get those really rotten, toxic ones and throw it in?
That would be evil.
How do you feel about taking your clothes off at the fight?
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
Yeah. Maybe not completely off, but...
Did you find it? Is there a ring card girl?
I don't know. I think the gym is supplying some or something.
You need to check them out before, so you know which ones they picked. And pick out their little outfits and stuff.
Well, I don't think they're going to pick pigs, honey. Do you?
What outfit? A little thong and a couple of pasties and we're good.
Yeah. I mean, you know.
Take that ring card girl up there, throw up there in the middle of a fight there, and you'll get Bernie to lose in a heartbeat.
Well, we don't want Bernie to do this, do we?
No, I'm focused.
Yeah.
Have you been working out, Bernie?
Absolutely. With Randy Gordon up at the Panza kickboxing studio out in Long Island. Like an animal.
Wow.
And I hope Sid's doing the same because...
You know, I've been over at Trophy Pierce. I was over there working out yesterday, and Wyatt's over there, too, working out, and they said they haven't seen Sid in a month.
Yeah, he could be faking it. That could be a little head game he's playing.
Right.
Out in Jersey now.
Well, because everyone knows him there working out now, and they were, you know, clocking him and checking out his workouts, and all the trainers were telling me about him, too, so maybe that's... He doesn't want everybody knowing what his moves are.
No. Well, he has no moves.
Well, I mean, people have got to go to this fight because it's just going to be a scream to see Bernie kick his ass.
Yeah, be amusing. See blood pouring out of his nose, him on the ground, his mother trying to jump in the ring, and
look at stun on his
stick
face.
his head up, and his eyes are like rolled back in his head.
What? What do you mean?
Tongue hanging out of his mouth.
Third round, it's over? What? Huh?
Is Carol coming, Bernard, to the fight?
No, as a matter of fact, the only person who ever told me they wished Sid would kick my butt was my wife. So,
well, that was in a heated argument, though, wasn't it?
Oh, that's right, yes.
Yeah.
Wasn't she going to mop up the ring there?
Yeah, right. She operates a mop about like you do. I don't know which end to grab.
What are you talking about? I'm like the cleaning woman.
Yeah, but you're not actually doing it, so.
Yes, I am. At home, I am.
Well, that's right, honey. You're right. Yeah.
At the ranch?
Well, I know, honey. Yeah. What's wrong with me?
And mucking up the stalls with the kids?
Well, that's different. So. All right. It's funny. Your mother's going to sing the national anthem, right?
Yeah, I talked to her this morning. She's very excited, and she's...
She's willing to take her clothes off.
Sing the anthem naked. Mother-daughter
I
mud
think just singing is overwhelming enough. I mean, I think that's going to be enough for her to get up there and sing, and she's very excited.
It's all Jillian. Well, okay. All right, I have to go. Thanks for appearing on the program.
How many tickets did we sell so far?
Well, about 150.
We have 500, right?
Yeah.
You got selling these here.
Well, we'll sell them.
It's not a problem.
They're $500 a ticket.
All right.
You and I may have to buy some.
Did Dr. Benjamin buy his ticket?
Yeah.
All right.
At 1-877-877-6464. Thanks, honey.
Are you going to help me pick out my little outfit?
Yes, I'll help you pick out your little outfit. Jesus, get off my phone.
We all could.
No, we all are not going to do anything.
So are you going to come over?
Shut up. Get off my phone.
I have 2 bikinis you can choose.
I'll pick.
What's the margin between good